The school bell rings over Walnut Grove. Not a real bell, but the sound of Miss Beadle clapping her hands to gather her students beneath the oak tree. It's autumn again, and the one-room schoolhouse is full. Boys in suspenders, girls in braids, slates in hand, lessons on their lips. But something's missing. Not books, not desks, but warmth, because Miss Beadle, the new schoolteacher, is cold, not unkind exactly, but distant. She teaches by the book, literally, with rigid rules, sharp corrections, and no room for laughter. When a child stumbles over a word, she sighs. When they fidget, she scolds. When little Cassandra Cooper, shy, sweet, and still learning English, cries after being called slow, Miss Beadle says only, "Tears won't make you smarter." Laura watches it all with a knot in her stomach. School used to be joyful, full of songs, stories, and gentle guidance. Now, it feels like a courtroom, and every child is on trial. At home, she tells Ma what happened. Caroline listens quietly, her hands never stopping as she stirs stew or mends a tear in Charles's shirt. But her eyes grow thoughtful. Later, she speaks to Charles. That girl isn't slow. She's scared. And fear doesn't teach anyone anything. Charles agrees. But what can they do? The school board hired Miss Beadle. She's qualified. She follows the rules. Then an idea forms, not from anger, but from love. Caroline volunteers to become the school mom, not a teacher, not a disciplinarian, just a presence. She brings fresh-baked bread for lunch. She mends torn coats during recess. She sits with Cassandra at noon, quietly helping her sound out words, not with drills, but with patience. She tells stories that make the children lean in, eyes wide. And when a boy scrapes his knee, she's there with a clean cloth and a calm voice. "You're all right, sweetheart. Just breathe." At first, Miss Beadle tolerates her. After all, Caroline isn't interfering with lessons. But soon, the children begin to thrive. Cassandra reads her first full sentence and beams. A boy who hated arithmetic starts counting apples with interest. Even Laura, usually so spirited, finds herself listening more, interrupting less. The classroom softens, not because the rules changed, but because love entered the room. Miss Beadle notices, and instead of gratitude, she feels threatened. "You're undermining my authority," she tells Caroline one afternoon, voice tight. "This is my classroom." Caroline doesn't argue. She simply says, "I'm not here to teach them lessons, Miss Beadle. I'm here to remind them they're loved while they learn." The tension grows. The school board is called. Some parents side with Miss Beadle. Rules are rules. Others whisper that their children finally look forward to school again. But the real turning point comes during a lesson on kindness. Miss Beadle asks the class, "What is charity?" A boy recites from the textbook, "Charity is giving to the poor." Then Cassandra, small but sure, raises her hand. "Charity," she says softly, "is when someone sees you're sad and stays." All eyes turn to Caroline, who's mending a doll in the corner. And in that moment, even Miss Beadle understands. You can't teach the heart from a book. You have to live it. She doesn't fire Caroline. She doesn't double down. Instead, she does something rare. She learns. The next week, Miss Beadle brings cookies. She kneels beside a struggling student. She smiles, a real one, when Cassandra reads aloud. The classroom doesn't become perfect, but it becomes human. Now, school mom might seem like a simple story. Just a mom helping at school, after all. But beneath the surface, it's one of Little House's most quietly powerful messages. In 1870s America, education was rigid, often harsh. Children were expected to obey, not question. Emotion had no place in learning. But Michael Landon, who wrote this episode, believed something radical. Learning flourishes in safety, and safety is built with kindness. Karen Grassle, as Caroline, embodies this truth without grand speeches. Her power isn't in what she says. It's in how she shows up. Steady, gentle, present, and Melissa Gilbert, as Laura, watches it all with awe, learning that the most revolutionary acts often look like love in ordinary clothes. Today, this story echoes louder than ever. In a world of standardized tests, performance pressure, and emotional neglect in schools, School Mom reminds us, children don't just need teachers. They need witnesses, people who see them, not as students to fix, but as souls to honor. So if this journey moved you, if you've ever been the Cassandra who needed someone to stay, or the Caroline who chose to show up, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below. Who was your school mom? If this 39-minute storytelling of School Mom touched your heart, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to SG Top Celebrities, and hit the bell so you never miss another story that heals, teaches, and reminds us of our shared humanity. Thank you for walking this schoolyard path with Caroline. As Ma would say, you can fill a child's mind with facts, but only love can fill their courage to use them. Until next time, be someone's safe place. The world needs more school moms.